Today we're going to be talking about Goosebumps, which is widely regarded as one of the best anthology series ever. It aired back in 1995, which was a bit before my time. But you know what wasn't before my time? The Goosebumps books, because books are timeless. And one of the books that stood out for me was The Girl Who Cried Monster. It was definitely one that traumatized me anyways, with its horrific twist at the end. The TV adaptation of Goosebumps is what I'll be talking about today. This is the 4th episode of the first season and it was released on November the 11th, 1995. It was directed by John Bell, who also directed other episodes of the show. Most notably The Cuckoo Clock of Doom, Phantom of the Auditorium and Return of the Mummy. The title of this episode, The Girl Who Cries Monster, suggests it being a riff on the famous The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Lucy's obsession with monsters makes her parents dismiss her when she actually finds one. This kind of "the kid is talking rubbish, so don't believe her and don't listen to her" is a common trope in the Goosebumps franchise and one that has helped to define it. The episode slightly deviates from the book, which we will get into of course, but before we get into that, we all know that Goosebumps episodes can be a bit campy, don't we? Well, this episode is widely regarded as one of the least campy Goosebumps episodes. Its primary purpose is to instill fear into you. Did you really think I was serious there? I was just taking the piss. This episode is campy as f***. It is scary though, don't get me wrong. Well anyways, this is Stop the Lights. So go ahead and turn off your lights if you want to, because we're about to get into something creepy today. And it's time for me to stop talking rubbish and just get into the episode. The episode opens with a girl who says that she loves scaring her little brother Randy with monster stories. She only stops when he begs her to. Well, at least she has a little bit of sympathy. She does sound a little bit evil though. She then goes on to say that she loves to tease him by pretending to see monsters. When I watched this, it gave me a flashback to my childhood. I used to tell my brother that I would see shadow creatures speeding past the back garden out the window. Okay, now I'm starting to sound a bit evil and hypocritical. The girl says that she saw a real monster one day. She proceeds to scare her little brother Randy in the back garden, asking him if he's ever heard of the razor-toothed toe biter. Now that's a very eccentric name, a monster that specifically bites toes. She says that this supposed monster got 2 of the next door neighbours. I wonder if she means that it killed them or sucked their toes. Oh, it's a good question. The kid appears to piss himself, I think. I don't know what that liquid is, but I'm gonna assume it's piss. While his sister says that the monster can disguise itself as anything. Well, she stayed true to her word. She actually does traumatize her little brother. But it looks like she does more than tell him scary stories, because she just acted out an entire monster toe removal in front of him. She promises her little brother that she will cut off his toes and give them to the monster tonight. That's brutal. What is she on about? Upon being confronted by her mother, her reason for petrifying Randy is,
what's the point of having a little brother if you can't torture him?
Jeepers, she really is a crazy bitch, isn't she? And I don't care if she's a child. That's besides the point. It's revealed that Lucy is a member of the Reading Rangers, a summer reading program. She goes to the library to pick out a book and Frankenstein is her choice. She really is an odd individual because she seems absolutely infatuated with monsters. Now when I was a kid, I was obsessed with dinosaurs of all kinds. I could name every single breed of dinosaur to you. I can't now, but yeah, those days have passed. But I was never into monsters, like they freaked me out more than anything. The librarian in this episode, Mr. Mortman, actually voiced Rocky the Dummy in Night of the Living Dummy. The 3rd one, by the way. He aggressively stamps Lucy's book. And then she has a conversation with her friend Aaron about how peculiar Mr. Morton seemed. It's like she's implying that he's a monster, or just giving off monster energy. She says that his hands were slimy as well. Lucy returns to the library because she forgot her rollerblades. She's greeted by a creepy Mr. Mortman, humming classical music while talking to bugs.
It's dinner time, my furry friend.
He seems like a messed up bastard, so you're telling me this is what happens behind the scenes. Okay. I think if he was interested in getting up to shenanigans like this, he should have at least locked the door to the library. He begins to feed crickets to a tarantula, and then has a feast on the crickets himself. Okay, so my theory was correct. He is actually a monster, and he's one that feeds off bugs. The former was not my theory, but the latter was. In the book, he actually keeps pet turtles and eats flies. But in the episode, he keeps pet spiders and eats crickets, as we just saw. And now he's got 2 alien-like protruding eyes. Lucy rushes out of the library in an effort to get away from him and get home. This time, instead of telling her brother that she saw a monster, like she does on a regular basis anyways, she tells her parents. Of course, they're quick to dismiss the probability of a monster. Her dad says,
"Oh, I hope this monster thing was just a phase you were going through."
And her mother is just so focused on the pastries that she's baking that she couldn't care less what Lucy has to say. Her friend doesn't believe her either. The next day at the library, Mr. Mortman says this.
Perhaps we all have a little monster in us.
He kinda reminds me of Jordan Peterson evading an identification as a Christian. Lucy pretends to leave the library by slamming the door, but she actually doesn't leave, and she goes back inside to try and catch Mr. Mortman in the act. And she does once again, but this time she's brought a camera with her to try and snap a photo of him. Phew. I was gonna point out that she was dumb for not bringing a camera, but she's brought a camera, so I'm not gonna say that anymore. And this time he eats an entire tarantula. Jeez man, were the crickets not good enough for you, no? I think you should try a nice gourmet burger or something. That'll sort him out. Mr. Mortman hears the camera snapping a photo of him, and realises that Lucy never left the library. He catches her and tells her that she has made him hungry, and some other inaudible dialogue.
Dinner is served.
Wait a second, he's saying dinner is served. The music is mixed so much higher than the dialogue in this scene, and that just makes it so much harder to understand what he's saying. You can barely hear him. Come on man, if you spent less time laughing and more time trying to grab her, you might have succeeded. Not that I want him to succeed or anything, but still. And what was that anyways? He's clearly not very athletic. You are what you eat, Mr. Mortman. Mr. Mortman chases Lucy down the street and animalises her. He calls her a cricket. Apparently he's eaten so many crickets that he's starting to see humans as part of the menu. I'd say he just got bored of the taste and now he wants to move on to something outside of his comfort zone. At least she's arrived home with a little bit of evidence, the photo. But Mr. Mortman has her library card, which has her address on it. Great, now he can simultaneously rent, return books and eat Lucy's family. Well, there you go, he actually showed up. He suspiciously returns Lucy's bag that she left behind at the library, and urges Lucy to open up the door so he can hand it to her physically. She's having none of this, so he leaves. And once again her parents are incredibly dismissive over Lucy's claim of seeing a monster. But you know, this time she has evidence, right? She goes to the print shop to print off all the photos she took of Mr. Mortman. But then she bumps into him. The idiotic parents invite him for dinner tomorrow night. He says this.
It's been so long since I've had a home-cooked meal.
Well, that must have been easier than he thought. I bet he was plotting every single angle of how he would capture Lucy and get into her home. But now he's just gotten an invitation. The hatch has just voluntarily opened. His chance to devour the family. In he comes for dinner, and it's revealed that the parents are also monsters. That was the weirdest, most unexpected twist ever. It was hinted at that Mr. Mortman could be a monster at the very start of the episode, but it was never touched upon that the parents could also be monsters. We never even had the slightest hint. They were just so innocent. They eat Mr. Mortman. It turns out that the kids are also monsters, but they can't transform yet. You know how at the start of the episode, Lucy tells her brother Randy scary stories that terrify him? Well, he acts like he's putting on a show, even though nobody is watching except us, the viewers. Another monster arrives, but it's revealed to be Lucy's friend Aaron. He stops by for dessert, and that's the end of the episode right there. So what's the final verdict? Earlier on I claimed that this was one of the least campy episodes of Goosebumps, and I stand by that. It's a genuinely unsettling 20 minutes that prioritizes terror over silly jump scares. I also said that this episode traumatized me as a kid, and it absolutely bloody did. That horrific twist ending is one of the best in the series, even if some people say that it's a bit of a cliffhanger. But watching it as an adult, the real fear has kinda shifted and it doesn't really hold up as much. Mr. Mortman is clearly labelled as a freak from the very beginning, regardless of the fact that he's a monster. Now that part, I can tell you, unfortunately holds up very well. It's still a really well done and really well designed episode, and I enjoyed revisiting it. Let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below, and tell me your favourite episodes. I might consider covering them on the channel. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoyed. If you don't, the local librarian will get you. Thanks for watching and good luck.